Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Juanita and today we have Carolyn Hedley from the Luxury Holiday Company. And she's here to talk to us about African adventures and traveling in luxury. So Carolyn, welcome.
Hi, Juanita.
Hi. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your company?
Sure. Well, I've been in the travel industry over 20 years. I'm married with two wonderful children, and we've travelled extensively throughout the world as family holidays and as part of my job. And I specialise in the luxury market, so that's 4, 5, and 6-star holidays. And I just think that's the best way to travel. And I've been to Africa a couple of times, and I've just recently returned from Fiji.
Wonderful. I'm sure you're going to tell us a bit about Fiji in another
Yes,
lifetime.
yes.
So, Carolyn, I know you're very passionate about Africa and you did say that you have traveled there quite a bit. Can you tell us the top five areas, if you had to choose top five areas to travel to, what would they be and why?
Okay. Well, I'll go through them one by one. You've got East Africa and Southern Africa, which I think are the main areas for animal viewing. And the five ecosystems that I think are top, the two that are in East Africa is the Serengeti, and that's really, part of the migration area, and the Ngorongoro crater. And the Serengeti, we were so lucky to land in the middle of all the animals, and it's a big part of the migration through there. And you've got the Maasai tribe as well, so that really creates a unique ecosystem up there. And then in the Ngorongoro crater, well, you're up at altitude when you're there, and it's the windows to the world. You're in one of the top 10 lodges in the world, and you look down into the crater because you're right on the edge, and it can be quite different weather up at the crater rim than actually
Mhm.
down in the crater itself. And so the crater is really an amazing area to visit. So they're the two East Africa ones that I think are really special. And then in Southern Africa, you've got the Kalahari, you've got the Okavango, and you've got the Kruger National Park areas that we went to, and they're all quite diverse ecosystems as well, particularly the Kalahari, which is a desert, but it's semi-arid, so it's actually quite lush and green at times of the year.
Wow.
And it's really famous for the black-maned lions up there, and they're massive lions, the males. It's really amazing. We had a very close encounter with one that got right up next to the car, so that was quite scary. Then in the Okavango Delta, well, that's really a water area, and in the winter it floods. So you travel around by dugout canoe,
Hmm.
and you can be paddled along the hippo trails, which are quite interesting, and see the game from the water at a very relaxed and slow pace. And then you can also go out on a boat, and again, just completely different type of safari that you're doing then. And then they've also got the land-based tours, so you can see the animals from the land. And you're seeing a lot of water animals up there, and particularly famous for birding in that area. So that's really cool. And then the Kruger National Park, well, we really saw some massive prides of lions. They're probably the biggest prides of lions that we saw anywhere. And that was a really awesome area to be in as well.
And you've seen a lot of other animals at the Kruger National Park. I believe you had a bit of an
Yeah,
experience there. Yeah.
we saw cheetah and we saw leopard and um, yeah, the lions and warthogs and everything. It was fantastic. Yeah.
Now, I know this is a really difficult question because it sounds like every single area is absolutely amazing in its own right. If you had to choose one as your favorite, what would it be? Or if you
Well,
had
an
to choose
area or an
one?
experience, I think as far as experiences go, probably arriving into the migration, we flew over the top of the animals and landed right in the middle of the migration. And that was really amazing. And so to guarantee that you're going to be to get to see the migration, which is one of the famous highlights of going to Africa. you really need to be at one of the mobile camps, and we can place you in the mobile camps so that you get to see the animals while they're migrating.
And those camps move around with the animals?
They do. They follow the animals, or they anticipate where the animals are going to be at a given time, and they make sure that the camp's there.
Now, these camps that you're talking about, so the camps all over in the 5 areas, and they're very luxurious. Is that correct?
That's right. They're really 5-star camps. You're met by the staff with welcome drinks and flannels or hot drinks when it's cold and things like that. And you're taken to your camp, to your room. Just every little need is really taken care of for you.
Fabulous. How about the amenities and things like that? So, showers, bathrooms, things like that. Do they have?
Oh yes, you've even got a flush toilet in the tent. It's very special.
Wow.
Colonial style jugs, water jugs and basins, for washing up in the evenings, and just let your butler know when you want your shower 20 minutes ahead of time, and he'll have the water all hot and up in its place, and you just unzip your tent and walk into the little shower area they've got set up, and you've got the towels and all the amenities and hot water. It's just superb.
Now, I know, you're talking about Africa, and I'm sure there are beautiful sunsets and there are beautiful scenery and everything else. But how about entertainment at the camps? Is there any entertainment, or do you guys just get back from whatever you're doing for the day and hit the bed?
No, definitely not. Just hit the bed. We do have entertainment in the camps, and it could be the Maasai tribe coming in and showing you their customs and cultures. It could be being surprised and delighted in the bush, and you could be out on your evening game drive, and you go around a corner and you just come upon where they've set up all the dining room tables, and it's all by firelight, and it's just divine. Or it could be something completely different in the camps, but there generally is something on every evening.
That's fantastic. So if somebody was going to fly into Africa for the first time, what would you tell them to expect? So what would happen? Where would they be flying into, and how would they get to the camps?
Right. Well, I mean, they could be flying into a number of places, but if you're flying into Johannesburg, for instance, you'll meet in the arrivals hall by your transfer person, who will take you to your hotel or take you to the domestic area in the airport. And then when you arrive into the camps by aircraft, then you'll meet by jeep and the staff from the camp who drive you to the camp itself. And that in itself is a game drive as well. And once you're in the camp, then you just you're not left alone to wander around and think, my goodness, where am I? You look the whole way. It's wonderful. Yeah.
So you're always looked after.
Totally.
And did you need a visa to travel to Africa from New Zealand?
We're really lucky. Most times we don't need a visa, but we'll work with the people depending on the countries that they go to and work out what they need. And that's with inoculations and malaria tablets as well.
So you'll do all of that, or you work with a person for that?
That's right.
Fantastic. And Carolyn, as far as the best time to travel, when would you say is the best time to travel?
Well, I think our winter's the best time. May and September are pretty awesome, but really Africa is a year-round destination, so just whatever fits in with what you've got to go with.
And how about children? Because a lot of people will be going, well, I want to spend a luxury holiday, but I want my kids to come with. Are children allowed?
Yes, absolutely. We took our children, and it's a very special experience for the children because, my son really got into birding, and he's never been interested in birding, but he really got interested in the birding. Really special experiences. The guides will do walking safaris with them. They can talk about the dung beetles, and really special experiences. Some of the camps do have restrictions on the age of children. They can be 8 years old or sometimes older, because you are in the bush and you are surrounded by wild animals, so you do have to be aware that sometimes it's not suitable for younger children than 8, but we can work with younger children as well, and put them into camps that are suitable if they've got younger children that they'd like to take.
So when they're contacting you, they'll just let you know.
Oh, absolutely, yes. We need definitely need to know
Children.
ages of children, and yeah, we can work with that.
And I believe that you had quite an interesting experience with the lion quite close to you on one of your safari drives. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, well, this was in the Kruger National Park, and we'd driven in to see this large pride of lions who were all lying around and resting in the middle of the day. It wasn't middle of the day, but it was daytime. And, you know, we were all looking out to the right, watching the animals. And I just happened to glance to my left, and this lioness just sat up right next to me. And if I'd put my arm out, I would have touched her. I didn't even know she was there, and I was trying to get I couldn't even get her in the lens of my camera. She was just so close. It's amazing.
That is amazing. So that is the kind of experience that you could end up having, as close as that to the animals?
Absolutely. And when you're in the Jeep, you're safe. So, you know, the guide makes sure that you don't make loud noises, that you don't move too fast, that you don't stand up. So you're all safe in the vehicles.
And the Okavango is quite a wet area in winter, is that right?
That's right, yes. In winter, the Okavango tends to be in flood, and that gives you the opportunities to get out and do the water safaris, which is really amazing.
Wonderful. And so the water safaris, what would somebody expect to see on a water safari, for example?
Well, we saw water buffalo. Of course, you've got hippo, lots of hippo. And, you know, you do have to be quite careful with the hippo that you don't get too close. We saw elephant, we saw deer, we saw loads of different types of birds. It was amazing. Fantastic.
That is amazing. It sounds like it's an absolutely amazing experience.
Yes, it was.
The crime, everybody always talks about the crime in Africa. Tell me about the crime. Is there anything to be aware of in the camps and things like that?
We found the camps to be very safe. It's more you've got to watch out for the animals. Monkeys in particular will try and steal something from you, or you know, they can be quite dangerous because they're in camps, so you do have to be wary. But crime itself in the camps, we didn't strike anything with that. In the cities, of course, you do have to be very careful, and you just listen to what the people at the hotel tell you. Don't walk around on your own. Definitely don't go out at night and walk around on your own. If you're going somewhere, you know, you hop in a taxi and go somewhere.
Yeah.
And just listen to what the staff tell you. They'll tell you what's safe and what isn't.
Yeah. I think with everything, and obviously you wouldn't be taking your fantastic jewelry and things with you, even though it is a luxury holiday. You are there to experience nature and the animals, right?
Yes, and in the camps, you know, you don't dress up for dinner. You dress casually, something similar to what I'm wearing. You might need a jumper in the evenings if it's cooler, but you certainly don't need to dress up in the evenings. The rhinos don't know if you've got your diamond ring on or not, so you know, best left at home.
Carolyn, it really sounds like a dream holiday.
Yes, it's certainly a bucket list item for a lot of people.
Yeah. Just a question, would you actually suggest that somebody flies in and stays at a particular camp, or would you suggest that they move around?
The best thing is to move around. Then you get a variety of ecosystems and you'll see different types of game, experience some different camps. It really keeps it interesting.
Fantastic. And the process, so if somebody wanted to book one of these holidays with you, how would we go about doing that?
Well, the best way to contact me is by phone, and my phone number is Auckland 303-3806, or email carolyn@luxuryholidaycompany.co.nz, and Luxury Holiday Company is all one word. And then we can just have a chat and find out, either get together to discuss the African adventure, or even by Skype.
Fabulous. Carolyn, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your time today and coming to tell us all about African adventure. And I hope that you have plenty of people booking, because it is an adventure that you just couldn't miss out on at least once in your lifetime.
I think you can go more than once and just see something different every time. It's
Every
lovely.
time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carolyn. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Juanita.
Have a lovely day. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.